All right, here, next guy I want to talk about is a guy that, in my mind, could be one of the stories of the draft. Louis Riddick recently talked about him. We had Chris Sims on our podcast, and he'll be talking about him next week in our draft coverage. Pierce is, everybody's like, whoa, watch out for this guy. I mean, a guy his size that can run and jump like this guy can. I mean, a big deal in the NFL is, contested catches. What? This guy's a contested catch machine, right?
Yes. Yeah. And that's where I think he has grown immensely. Not that he didn't have that ability before. I mean, the guy, obviously you don't need to talk about it. He's got, 40-inch vertical jump.
Yeah.
But he's got he really developed that uniqueness to be able to go up and get the ball and judge the ball. And I think he's just great. We're so smart as coaches. We moved him to linebacker at the end of his freshman year.
Yeah. Right.
And thank goodness that he came to us and said, I really feel like I would be a better wide receiver. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll see how you do. We'll move you back over to wide receiver and see if you can continue to develop. And, we just loved his athleticism. Here was a guy that, coming out of high school, we weren't sure, was he going to be a DB? Was he going to be a linebacker? Could he play wide receiver? A raw athlete. And I tell you, he has developed and really kind of taken the mindset more than anything. And I give Mike Brown, our receivers coach, a lot of credit, just continuing to pound him about little things and working to be a great wide receiver. And he's one of those guys. He's graduated in 3.5 years in engineering. You talk about academic All-American. Maybe that's not listed, but he was an academic. But he is the one that, like, when you give him something and you challenge him something, that intelligence just gives him the opportunity to continue to grow.
Coach, I always, my final evaluation, my tiebreaker on receivers is, will they block? This dude puts his nose in there now. Like you said, he had the linebacker. They have a certain mentality to even be considered to play that position. So transfer that over there where he's blocking on the edge. Whew, that's big time.
That, and he was our best special teams. He was a gunner for us, and he was by far the best guy we had. And he had got hurt at the end of his junior year, and we obviously didn't use him more. In our senior year, we didn't use him as much as a gunner, but he is phenomenal. That's what he's got that mentality. He's fearless. He understands, in order to be great, you got to be well-rounded in all that you do. And he takes pride in doing those things too. So I'm with you. The sky's the limit, and I think he's one that is really just scratching the surface to what he can be over the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it seems like two things that stand out to me too is how he tracks the football, and then in the contested catch, not only high point it, but he's got strong hands. His hands, when he gets his hands on the ball, man, they're not taking that football away from him.
No, and that's where I thought that he did a phenomenal job. And I don't know if in the 2 years prior we did as good a job at recognizing that and giving him those opportunities. Being a dumb defensive guy, sometimes I would be like, hey, can we just throw the ball up to Pierce? And they'd be like, well, yeah, we had that called, but it was a different coverage, so he went the other side of the field. I'm like, okay, let's just go ahead and throw it up anyway. Those 50-50 balls have become 70-30 balls. So let's take the chance at it. And I think that's where Dez and him got an unbelievable rapport and confidence in each other to just say, hey, I'm going to take this shot at him, and I know he's got a great chance of making it.